This is a quick video on how to get the front blower mounted up to your tractor. This is an emax20s. This is I think it's like well, it's 4 years old, this tractor. So I'd imagine that's like a 2021. And I want to make sure that some of the newer models have a little different setup than this, but for the most part it's the same. Now this is a video I'm going to show you how to disconnect it, and the video for putting it on should be the exact opposite. So first things first, we look down here. We got the hydraulic cylinder. This raises and lowers the front of the blower. It's mounted to this bracket that attaches to the tractor. It's got a few pins. It's got this one pin that goes all the way through to the other side on this model, but I think they changed that on some of the newer ones. So the down here, I don't know if we can see it. So the first thing when you're taking this apart, I think on this one there's this little flap here. This drops down and there's one pin on the other side too. So there's a pin on either side. I'm gonna set them here in the snow. So this little flap, I don't know if you can see it here. There's a little flap here, and once you disconnect the PTO shaft, so I got to show you that now too. This here holds the PTO shaft up so you can remove it. The PTO shaft disconnects kind of way up in there. It's not the easiest to get to. There's like a collar on it. And I don't know if I can do this and hold the camera. I guess that's why nobody ever took a video of this. But you up in there, if you put your hand on the collar, you can slide the collar back and that PTO shaft pulls right off. So I'm going to do that here. There we go. So I pulled the PTO shaft off. You can see where it was connected to. So the PTO shaft is off. Now we can kind of lift the PTO shaft up, and that little flap that I was showing you earlier basically flips up. You can see there, I flipped it up, lifted the PTO shaft up, and it kind of holds the PTO shaft out of the way while you're doing the next step. You'll want to do, if you have the electric chute, you want to disconnect the electric chute. There's a little clip right there. So you just push in the clip. It's hard to do with one hand. So looks like it's in there good. I may have to go grab a little screwdriver, but that pulls apart. I'm just going to grab a screwdriver here. There's a screwdriver. So just a small screwdriver, and it'll let you get in there and pull that connector apart. There we go. So I got that connector off. So the next step would be these two pins here. So these little clips, You gotta get them so that they just spin off once you have them the right direction. There we go. So I got it the right way. They're kind of a pain in the butt. I'm just gonna take them off quick. There we go, I spun it the right way. And they just slide off. Then this pin, they just pull straight through and out. So keep those safe so you don't want to lose them. On the other side, same idea. There we go. We gotta get that one off. This one's all bent up out of shape, but the big thing is they don't come out easy. All right. Okay. Just gonna set this down so I can get this pin off. I guess this is good to have a cameraman when you're doing this kind of job, but doing it myself, so I'm gonna lift that. It's kind of jammed up here right now. Okay. So that one didn't slide out just as easy as the other side. What we can do is start the tractor. And then then we can lift it up a little bit. There, I moved it a little bit with the hydraulics. I was able to slide out the pin. Now that I have it started, I can lower it down, and once it's lowered down, you can see right here, so it just basically will slide back now, the whole front of the blower. So if I back the tractor up, it would pull right off of there. So we can try that. We'll start it again, and I lowered the hydraulics down as low as it'd go, and I'll try to back up and see if it slides right out of there. I only do this once a season, so it may not. There we go. Yeah. So I backed right off. You can see the blower now is disconnected. I'm just going to slide the blower out of the way. It's actually quite easy to slide on this concrete floor. Gravel would be a different story. Now, one thing to ensure, you can see where this pin is. It has to pull straight through, so we have to turn the tires to allow that pin to come through. There we go, and turn that back on. So this part here, I'm not going to take it all the way off today because I don't need to get to where I'm going. I'm gonna lube up the shaft. There's a grease fitting here on that U-joint, and there's a grease fitting here. If I could turn this, there's the grease fitting there. You can kind of see it right there. So you grease it there, and you grease it This one's a little harder to get to down in there. So, I don't know. I'll probably pull this cover off with those 2 bolts. And then there's 1 bolt here. And then this cover comes off and you can grease that U-joint in there. It's gotten a lot of use, so I should pull it apart and grease it. Now to pull this bracket off, if you didn't get the bracket, if your bracket's not on, mine has this pin. It goes straight through to the other side. And it has another one of these little clips holding it in. So you just undo that clip, or no, sorry, it's down here. There it is. So you undo that clip, that pulls all the way through. That's the back part of the bracket. The front part of the bracket has these 2 pins holding it. They're just short pins. You can see the one side of it there. This side, they just come right through. There's another pin here that you gotta take in and out. And then you got your hydraulics that come up. On mine, I had loader valve, and they connect up to, the one goes to the, I guess it would be the white, and the other goes to the, what color is that one? The top one. Yellow. One goes to the yellow, and one goes to the white. And that's for my controls. It goes to my loader valve, so I can raise and lower the blower. It goes through into the cab through this fancy grommet, comes down and connects up to the bracket. And there's these 2 other pins. I think I said that already, but I find the most difficult part when I'm first putting on this bracket is the I forgot there's the great big long drive shaft at the bracket that comes all the way up, and it goes on to the same place where your mower attaches to. So you have to get all dirty, climb under your tractor, and hook up. So I'm gonna grease that U-joint there too. There's another U-joint here, and I'll grease that one up there. So I'll grease those. But there's a fancy little stand here you can use as well, I think, that helps when you're trying to mount it up. This whole bracket, to get it up into place and to try to lift it, because it's got to go over top of, I don't know if I can see it here. You can kind of see it from this angle at the front. There's like you gotta lift the whole thing up and onto this bracket. I found using a floor jack helped me get it up and in. You kind of got, because it's pretty heavy to try to lift up and onto those 2 brackets. Once you get it up and onto there, basically you just push down on the front of it, and then you can get that back pin in. Once you get the back pin in, then these front ones just go in no problem. So these are the 2 hooks here that attach to the bottom to these hooks. They go over top. That's how the blower actually mounts on, is onto these. So I'm definitely not a professional video taker. Hoping this helps someone else if they're having issues. Let me know. Have a good day. Bye.